I want to read you guys a quote from Jermell Charlo, which is very, very revealing. So it goes as follows, and he was alluding to a possible unification with J-Rock. I don't know why he wouldn't mention J-Rock by name. Very strange stuff, but it's common with PBC fighters. But he said the following: "It's a great possibility. And I am a promoter. I can say that. But I got people, advisors, and people ahead of me that control some of those things." Think about that, people. Charlo is saying that he's a promoter, that he's got his own promotional company. But he's got advisors and people ahead of him who control some of those things, as in who he fights. Who could he possibly be talking about? That's right, Al Haymon. So here we have one of the top PBC guys, a world champion, basically admitting that he is not in complete control over his own career. Once again, Al Haymon is deciding who is allowed to fight who, even within the PBC. Never mind cross-promotional fights. Even within the PBC, Al Haymon saying, no. This fighter's not going to fight this fighter over here. I mean, we had Gary Russell Jr. complaining about this, right? Him wanting the Leo Santa Cruz fight for a long time. Inferring or saying that Al Haymon was preventing the fight from happening for whatever reason. And here we have Jermell Charlo telling you, well, yeah, I'm a promoter. It's a great possibility I could fight J-Rock, but there are people ahead of me, i.e. Al Haymon, and he decides these things. So I have to wait and see what Uncle Al says before I find out whether I'm allowed to fight J-Rock or when I can fight J-Rock. The PBC fighters, for the most part, are puppets. They're Al Haymon puppets. There was an Al Haymon, a supposed alleged Al Haymon contract flying around on the internet. Somebody sent it to me by email. And I think it's been sent to other people and they've done videos on the Al Haymon contract. And that particular contract, I think it's an old, allegedly an old Al Haymon contract from several years ago. But what it says in the contract is pretty damning. I mean, it says that Haymon gets a cut even of what the fighters make from sponsorships. And it literally says that the fighters have virtually no control over who they fight. Everything has to be approved by Al Haymon. And the proof is in the pudding at the end of the day. You look at what is going on in the welterweight division. I mean, right there, they've frozen out Terence Crawford. Do you seriously think that none of the PBC welterweights want to fight Crawford? Of course they want to fight him. Sean Porter would fight Crawford in a heartbeat. He would have been fighting Crawford a year or two ago in a heartbeat. But Al won't allow it. Maybe Al eventually will allow Porter to fight Crawford or, one of his guys to fight Crawford. But he's been blocking it for a very long time. Even if the fighters themselves wanted it, Haymon didn't want it for a particular period of time for whatever reason. And we've seen the same happen in other weight divisions too, where Haymon, for whatever reason, will block some of his fighters fighting somebody from a different network. Sometimes he allows it, but a lot of time he doesn't. So it is what it is. This is just another example of a PBC fighter inadvertently admitting that he's an Al Haymon puppet. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's Haymon, I'm out.